Hey guys, it's Alex here again, and in this video I'm just going to briefly go over what an argument is and how they're used in the LSAT. So, an argument is anything that contains premises and a conclusion. That's all it is. And a premise is defined as a statement that supports another statement, and a conclusion is defined as a statement that is supported by another statement. Now, I want you guys to notice here how the definitions of these two terms are kind of circular in the manner that you can't have a premise without a conclusion, and you can't have a conclusion without a premise. Rather than existing as independent entities, the premises and the conclusions of an argument are defined by the relationship that they have with each other. So, there's really two kinds of basic arguments you'll encounter on the LSAT, and those are basic arguments and complex arguments. So, for basic arguments, all you have are a set of premises which provide support, or in other words, increase the likeliness of a conclusion to be true. So, you have premises that make a conclusion more likely to be true. And that one conclusion is the final conclusion in the manner that it does not provide support for any other statements. Or in other words, it does not make any other statements in the argument more likely to be true. Now, in addition to those basic arguments, you will also have complex arguments in the LSAT. And a complex argument is where you have premises that support a conclusion. However, that conclusion also supports yet another conclusion in the argument. And the funny thing here is that when you have a conclusion that is both supported by premises and serves to support another conclusion, that statement, that intermediary statement, functionally serves as both a conclusion and a premise. It's a conclusion in the manner that it's supported by other statements, and it's a premise in the manner that provides support for other statements, or in this case, the final conclusion. Now keep in mind that there can be multiple intermediate conclusions. There doesn't just have to be one. So you can have an argument that has premises that support an intermediate conclusion, which supports another immediate conclusion, so on and so forth until you reach that final conclusion. Now, on the LSAT, the intermediate conclusion, or the statement that is both a conclusion and a premise at the same time, the LSAT will typically refer those as intermediate, subsidiary, or tertiary conclusions. So oftentimes you'll get asked to identify what role a statement plays in an argument, and if you see any of these words in the answer choice, that means that they're referring to a statement, an intermediate conclusion that serves as both a conclusion and a premise. And as for the final conclusion, if you're asked to identify what role a statement plays in an argument on an LSAT question, and that statement plays the role of the final conclusion, i.e. it is not supporting any other statements, it'll typically refer to it as the final conclusion, or just the conclusion as an argument as a whole. And, my friends, that is the very basics of how an argument is structured and how you'll see it on the LSAT. So, thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful.